ओम शांति अव्यक्ति परिवार में आपका
Om
स्वागत है।
Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 30th. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya. Today's topic is paper of a second. Avyakt signal. Many children say that when they sit in remembrance, instead of becoming soul conscious, they think about service. This is wrong, because if instead of becoming bodiless in the final moments, you think about service, you would fail that paper of a second. At that time, you must only remember the Father and your incorporeal, viceless, and egoless stage. Nothing else. By thinking of service, you remain in the corporeal form. When you can't have the stage you should have whenever you want, you will be deceived. Now, let's listen from Mohini Didi.
ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.
बाबा हम सभी बच्चों को तैयार कर रहे हैं।
Baba is preparing all of his
शुरू से ही
children.
बाबा कहते थे
From the very beginning, Baba would say that always remember
अंतिम क्षण है
the
उसकी
final
कैसे
moments
होती है।
and the final paper.
आजकल हम
How
सब
should our stage be?
ज्वालामुखी योग के ऊपर
These days, all of us have been churning and reflecting on the volcanic stage of yoga.
मोहिनी जी से
Once we had asked one Mohini Didi,
योग भट्टी कर रहे थे, सभी बैठे
we
हुए
were all sitting and doing yoga bhatti.
भी थी।
All the senior dadis were seated as well. And we asked her this question. We get very beautiful thoughts when we sit in yoga, especially on service. And Didi said, these thoughts will come, but you're not they said, thoughts will come, but we don't think about it. Didi said, observe your thought and put them aside. So we said, sometimes we would feel that we are lost in that love of Baba. So Didi said, 2-3 days back, so there should be the fire of love that is good. However, something to think. Many times Ramesh Bhai would share his experience that when they went for foreign services and they had to go for service, and as they would leave, they would go to Baba's room. And Baba would give them such nice touch. Child, have you picked up the literature? Have you picked up this? And Baba would bring it to our remembrance and our awareness. So Baba would say, no other thought should come. And if that thought comes, complete it and put a full stop to that. So we should have that kind of a stage where Baba says, many children say that when we sit in yoga, instead of becoming soul conscious, they think about service. This is wrong, because in the final moments, what should we be in the final moments? If we're not able to become bodiless, you think about service, you'd fail that paper of a second. So both are important, to become bodiless to go beyond the body. And for that, throughout the day, there has to be the practice as you're doing the karma. Our stage should be that of being beyond the body. Because in the stage of bodilessness, it's not just us, others will also receive light and might. Our Brahma Baba, everybody would like to take drishti from Baba. And those who would look at him from a distance, he would appear as an angel. One would be soul conscious stage, and the second is to be angelic stage or the avyakt stage. So now all of us are getting a homework. So what is the homework we have to do? The last moment we should be in the stage of bodilessness. At this time, Baba is saying, you must only remember the Father and your incorporeal, viceless, and egoless stage. Nothing else. Nothing else. Incorporeal, viceless, and egoless stage. By thinking of service, you remain in the corporeal form. When you can't have the stage you should have whenever you want, and if that doesn't happen, Baba says that you will be deceived. Every day when we listen to Baba, we do understand, but we do have churning on it. Like, why is Baba saying this? Why is Baba talking about bodiless stage is the final stage? The viceless, egoless, incorporeal. What's the benefit of staying in those stages? So you would go into the depth and churn and also practice. It's important to practice. What is the benefits of being practicing bodiless stage? What is the benefit in soul conscious? And you know the benefits of being egoless. To whatever extent you have understood, to whatever extent you have experienced and created your form, you know it. And to go beyond that, you need to keep practicing these stages, especially at Amrit Vela and also in night, just before you go to bed, or even the evening meditation. Practice this. We should give attention to these stages. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Revision of Avyakt Murlis from 1969 onwards. The heart, chit chat from the heart of an angel.
अव्यक्त वाणी तारीख है
Avyakt Murli, 25th June 1971. Service and the similarity between service and tapasya. All of you are moving along and you will continue to move along. But if you receive an extra force of planning or of cooperation every now and then, you are able to take a jump. Just as a rocket is only able to fly when it is given force through fire, in the same way, you should receive the force of light and might, and then you will be able to take a jump. For this, you need the cooperation of extra force. Through this cooperation, everyone will have the experience of the attainment of power. This is also essential. Firstly, there is a great weakness in the power of churning. This is why the report from the majority is that they ask how to be able to control wasteful thoughts. How should we put a check on this major weakness and finish it? You have to think of a plan for this. You know about your weaknesses anyway. When you receive guidance for it, You are able to suppress it, but you're not able to finish those sanskars. This is why, after a short time, the report of the majority is the same. You also receive extra force through a bhakti. There is one or another transformation. But now think of a plan to keep permanently the force you take with you from here. Many complain that they do not have any power. They have knowledge, but knowledge is also said to be light and might. They do not know the method of filling themselves with power through knowledge. It is just as when you have matches, matchstick, but because you do not know how to light the matches, you are not able to carry out the task. In the same way, all of you have knowledge, but whereas some of you are able to experience light and might through knowledge, others simply understand the knowledge and repeat it. You now have to fill yourself with power through the variety of yuktis on how to put might into yourself so that you're able to take a jump. Acha. The next Murli is 29 June 1971, making the path of effort clear with the light of knowledge. At the present time, what is the aim of the attainment of the effort which all of you are making? The attainment of the deity status is for the future. But what is the aim of the attainment of the effort for the present time? To say said, to become angels. What are the main qualifications of angels? What are the two qualifications needed to become angels? One is light and the other is might. Both are essential. Both light and might are clearly visible in the life of an angel. What special power do you need in order to attain light? There are many powers, but what individual virtues are needed in order to become the form of light and might? One is the power to churn, and the other is the power to tolerate. To the extent that you have the power to tolerate, accordingly, you receive all the powers from the Almighty Authority. Knowledge is also said to be light. So, in order to make the path of effort easy and clear, you need the light of knowledge. For this light, you need churning power. So, firstly, you need churning power, and secondly, you need the power to tolerate. If you have both these powers, anyone can have a vision of your angelic form whilst you are walking or moving around. With the power to tolerate, you automatically have the attainment of all virtues. Those who have the power to tolerate will automatically have, through just that one power, the power to take decision, the power to discriminate, and the power of depth and maturity. The power to tolerate is essential, and even churning power is essential. For the mind, there is churning power, and for words and action, there is the power to tolerate. We will listen to the Murli, further Murli, tomorrow. Om Shanti.